Hey, mahal everyone. Welcome back again to the Broadway Saiyan YouTube channel. I'm your host 40 and we are back with another video on the Alchemist code. In today's video, we're doing another character spotlight and this time it's gonna be on our boy, Balt. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what Balt has to offer us. Okay, so there he is. And the first thing obviously we want to do is just, kind of check out a little bit of the flavor of the character. So we can see that his origins are from the desert zone. There it gives us his height, weight, birthday, blood type. His zodiac is Moon of the Rapid Wind, which is very cool because he is a wind elemental unit. He likes his comrades, and his hobbies are improving his twin blade skills. And it says here, Balt is the vice captain of the Sandhawks, a vigilante corps of the desert zone. From the sorrow of losing dear ones, he and his comrades set up this corps. He's foul-mouthed, but he cares about his comrades more than anyone. In order to not forget about the sorrow of losing his dear ones, he punishes himself by adding a chain to his left leg whenever he loses another comrade. Alright, so really values his comrades. Very cool character. And let's go ahead and check out his range. So since he is a melee unit in all three of his classes, his range is, for his normal attack, is just going to be a straight up, range 1, height 1, just a standard melee attack. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at the jobs that Balt has access to. So the first job that he has access to is the Twin Blade Swordsman, which is right over there. The abilities that you get with the Twin Blade Swordsman are Twin Blade, which is the standard skill. So Twin Blade gives us access to Twin Edge. It gives us access to Spin Slash, Blade Storm, and Triple Edge. Now, Twin Edge inflicts a 2-hit damage plus a chance of critical. The range on this is 1 and the height is 2. Okay, so this attack is pretty useful because it deals 2 hits, and with the chance of critting essentially bypasses defense. So it's very useful, especially for, let's say, like if you're farming those stages for the Metal God apples. They have like super high defense, but Twin Edge is useful because it could actually bypass that with a crit. Spin Slash is pretty nifty. It has a range of 1 and a scope 3x3 cross, and it has a height range of 2. So this ability inflicts physical damage weak on units within the target area. So Spin Slash, the way it works is you can position Balt, let's say like in between characters in a 3x3 cross shape, and then within a range of 1, whoever is in that range gets hit. And it also has a height range of 2, so it has access to a height of above him. And then Blade Storm, which is a very powerful attack, inflicts 2 hits of damage weak with a chance of critical. So this one's very similar to Twin Edge, except it's in a range. So it's in a range in a straight line, and the scope on this is a 9x9 cross. So it goes pretty far. Okay, and it actually inflicts a pretty huge amount of damage, especially since Balt has that chance to crit on it. And then Triple Edge is his last ability on Twin Blade, where he inflicts 3 damage and a chance of critical. So the range on it is very similar to Twin Edge, except this time he's hitting you 3 times. So this class is all about hitting multiple times and having that chance to crit. So it's a very powerful toolkit. And then he also has access to basic Twin Blade. So this one, these abilities, Sonic Edge inflicts physical weak on target and lowers their hit rate. Okay, the range on it is 1 and the height range is 2. So if you want to inflict some damage on your opponent and lower their hit rate, you have access to that. Forsake raises his own evasion rate. Charge Edge will raise his own physical attack, and then Sharp Edge will inflict physical damage on a target and raise Balt's own evasion rate. So Twin Blade Swordsman is also known to be boosting up their evasion rate. They're almost kind of like what ninjas should be, where they're like, dodging every hit. And then he has access to one passive. The first passive is Feint, which raises Balt's evasion rate, which is very good. And then his reactive ability is Perfect Evasion. So Perfect Evasion, whenever he gets hit by a physical attack, he has a small chance to dodge it, which is really good. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and move on to his second class, which is Thief. So Thief offers the ability Rogue. So Rogue has Charming Dagger, which has a range of 1 and a height range of 1. It inflicts charm. You can also boost your evasion with Hide. And then there's also Sneak Attack, which inflicts physical damage and has a chance of critical, and damage is increased if you're doing this from behind. But keep in mind that the range on this is only range 1, height 1. So essentially, you just want to try to get behind enemies, use this, and you deal as much damage as possible, and also there's a chance to crit. And then with basic Rogue, you have Poison Dagger, which is essentially a melee attack that inflicts poison. Paralyzed Dagger inflicts paralysis. Shade Dagger inflicts blind. Sleep Dagger inflicts sleep. And then Throwing Dagger is a ranged attack which inflicts physical damage from a long range, and it's fired in a straight line. So the range on this is 3 and the height is 2. There's Jewel Burglar, which has a chance from stealing jewels from enemies. So if you're running low on jewels and you're using the basic rogue abilities, this is a pretty nifty skill, although the range on it is just pretty much the same range as like a regular melee attack. But if you're running low on jewels, that's one way that you can, get your jewels back. And then there's Provoke, which it has a chance of inflicting rage on a target, therefore it draws the enemy attacks towards you. The range on this is 4 and the height is 2. Now this is a little interesting to put on a thief, because the thief class is essentially, it's not very durable, but it has its uses. And then whoops, I leveled it up right there. And then the passives that a thief gets is move +1, which again increases the character's move +1, so it allows them to move further, and also jump +1, which gives them access to jump, at a +1 range. And then the reactive ability is quick action, so agility is raised until the next turn after receiving damage. So if you take damage and hopefully you survive, your agility is raised. So what that does is it pushes you to take your turn faster than the other units. So it's pretty cool, but just keep in mind you have to survive when taking that damage, because otherwise then quick action is kind of useless. Okay, and his last class, which is his job 3, is the Dark Cavalier. Dark Cavalier has access to Pitch Black Blade. So Pitch Black Blade has numerous abilities right here, the first of which is Reaper's Echo, which inflicts physical damage on an enemy and a chance of inflicting death sentence. So the range on this is 1, but the height range is 3. Okay. Darkbringer inflicts dark damage, dark physical damage on units within the target area. It has a range of 3. Scope 3 and a height, scope 3 by 3 cross and a height range of 1. So this is this is essentially kind of like the dark version of Lightbringer, which is Vettel's skill. So it's very, very similar to that. He also has access to Evil Slash, which this one consumes a little bit of his own HP, but it'll inflict dark damage on units within a target area. This one is a scope 3 by 3 cross, and the height range is 2. Now, I believe with this one, this is probably similar to the Spinning Slash, except this one drains his health, and it has a height range of 2. Soul Sacrifice now consumes a large amount of Balt's HP, but it inflicts physical dark damage to units within the target area that increases according to the number of dead allies. So the range on this is 3. It's a 3 by 3 cross, and the height range is 2. So this is perfect to use like as a finisher, like towards the end, or if like the enemy's numbers are dwindling and you have enough jewels to use this. This is one way to use this. Just keep in mind it does consume a lot of health. And then Juggernaut is his final ability with Pitch Black Blade, which inflicts physical damage strong. It raises his physical attack and magic attack at the cost of lowering his physical defense and magic defense, and it forces a confused status on the enemy. So it's very powerful, but keep in mind that it lowers your defenses, so it makes Balt even more squishier, and it only has a height range of 1 and a range of 1. So it's only the same range as a regular melee attack. Now, basic Pitch Black Blade, is a secondary abilities that he gets as a Dark Cavalier. So that one gives access to Blood Drain. Now, we've all seen Blood Drain. It's a pretty basic skill that you see in the beginning of the game. It has a pretty good range 3, and it has a height range of 2, but it allows you to absorb some HP from a target. The damage on it isn't very high, but the thing is it's pretty useful if you're running low on HP and you want to increase your chances of surviving. Jewel Drain essentially does the same thing, but instead of draining HP, you're draining jewels. So again, if you're running low on jewels, this is one way that you can accumulate jewels. Assault is one way that Balt can also greatly raise his own physical attack and crit, but again, at the cost of physical defense and magic defense. And then Retribution Blade, which is probably the skill you'll be using a lot. It inflicts physical damage on units within target area that grows more powerful the lower own remaining HP is. So this one actually does a lot of damage. The range is 3. It's a scope 1 in a square line, and the height range is 1. So it's a pretty good range, but the thing is that the height and the scope is at a lower level. So essentially the height, it only affects a straight line, but like if it's anything higher, it won't reach that enemy. And then the passives that you get from Dark Cavalier is Overdrive, which Overdrive permanently greatly raises physical and magic attack, but lowers physical defense and magic defense. So this one's pretty good, but keep in mind, it really makes him squishy. Avenger is his reactive, which Avenger, when receiving physical damage, you have a chance to counter and a chance of forcing Confused status on the enemy. Okay? And then his final passive is HP cost -2. So this one essentially reduces the HP for skills that consume HP. So some of the skills that the Dark Cavalier has when you have Balt use the skills, and that it lowers his HP to use the ability. This one, it'll lower that the HP that you lose from using those abilities. And finally, his master ability is Hawk Talon, which raises his slash attack and move +1. So it's very good, but keep in mind, for most characters to unlock their master abilities, 1, they have to be at level 80, and 2, you have to wait for their specific character quests to come out, and generally they're pretty hard. Now, I know I said before with my character spotlights that I'm going to try not to mention anything JP related, because that's future content, unless there is something relevant that they changed. One thing relevant that they did change between Global and JP for Balt is that in JP, Balt was a limited time unit, meaning he does not appear in the normal summon pool after his banner was released. However, in Global, they changed that. He's actually available as a summonable unit, even though he is not the featured unit. Now, does that mean he's going to get his character quest? We don't know yet. Hopefully so then that way we have access to Hawk Talon. Now, there are other ways to get master abilities. I know there's character-specific equipment as well. I'm not sure if Balt has character-specific equipment. If he does, please let me know in the comment section below if there is a piece of equipment that we have to look forward to acquire access to Hawk Talon. Okay, so overall, Balt is a very fast, he is a very evasive, and a very hard-hitting character. Now, the downside to Balt is that he doesn't really have a lot of HP. I mean, right there, I have him currently set to Twin Blade because that is his recommended class. Twin Blade is his recommended class because it has the highest agility, so it means he's going to be going first a lot, or he'll be taking his turn a lot sooner than the other units, and it by far has better survivability compared to, let's say, Dark Knight or Thief, okay? But again, he doesn't really have a lot of survivability, so he really has to rely on his evasion and his speed and his agility to be constantly taking turns and constantly dodging hits. The stats that you want to focus on him if you're going to be gearing him up is you want to focus on agility, and you also want to focus on evasion. So give him stuff that increases his evasion and his agility, so he's constantly taking his turns before other units, and he has a chance to dodge those hits. As far as damage wise, this guy deals an enormous amount of damage. Like, I've been so impressed with the amount of damage that he's been able to deal. The ability setup that is recommended to go for is, as a Twin Blade Swordsman, you'll have access to Twin Blade, and then you want to give him basic Pitch Black Blade. The reason for this is Blood Drain at least gives you a chance to get some HP back and also to replenish your jewels, and Retribution Blade is actually a very good attack to use because, again, it does more damage the lower your HP is. So if by some chance Balt survives, because he's already a glass cannon as he is, Retribution Blade, you can use that kind of like as a revenger, you know, to hit him back for even more amount of damage because, you know, you've been dealt damage already. And then for the passives, you want to go with Feint because Feint increases his evasiveness. So, again, you want him to be evading those oncoming attacks, and that way he's surviving. And then you also want to give him Overdrive because, yes, while it does lower his physical defenses and magical defenses, it'll give him a great boost to his physical and magical attack, and this guy hits pretty hard, so you want him hitting as hard as you can. And the reactive ability, obviously, is you want perfect evasion, so then if you get those pesky snipers, like trying to hit you, or those archers, or if you're getting hit by physical attacks, he has a chance to dodge them as well. Now you could opt to go with move +1 or add in jump +1 over overdrive if you want to sacrifice some damage so that he can survive a little longer and at the same time be able to move a little bit farther in the map. That's another setup that you could use, although preferably it is best to go with overdrive because Balt is about that damage. He's about hitting as hard as you can and taking his turn a lot sooner than other characters. So straight out of the box, I will say Balt is a great character because he has access to Twin Blade Swordsman. If you get access to his other classes, especially Dark Cavalier, even better. With Thief, his job 2, I'm gonna say it's probably his most lackluster class. Thief is generally like a job 1 for other characters, so having him as a thief, I mean, unless you guys want to try something new, or maybe you want to try a solo challenge with Balt as a thief, that's one thing that you could do, but generally thief is not your go-to class. You either want to go mainly with Twin Blade Swordsman, or if you want to have a little fun and go with Dark Cavalier, then go with Dark Cavalier. So, I do think Balt is a great character. If you guys manage to pull him, congratulations. He is an amazing character. He'll carry you far throughout the game. And again, he's that hard-hitting glass cannon character. Just make sure you're stacking that evasion on him and giving him a lot of agility. So, you know, he's dodging hits and taking turns before other units can take their turns. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my character spotlight on our boy Balt. If you found this video useful, please smash that like button, subscribe for future Alchemist Code content. And guys, just a friendly reminder, I am doing that 1500 subscriber milestone giveaway, which I'll be leaving the link to that video on the video description below, as well as the pinned comment. So be sure to check that out and enter my giveaway. Once again, I am the Broadway Saiyan, my name is 40, stay tuned for the next video, and mahal everyone.